game, it was crazy. The crowd was pumped the whole entire game, first of all, over in Winston-Salem. And at the end of the game, apparently, the players didn't get off the court fast enough. And with the excitement of Wake Forest beating Duke, which they hadn't done since 2012, or hadn't had a sellout since 2012. I'm not sure the last time they beat Duke at home, but it was phenomenal win for the Demon Deacons. And there was a little scuffle that happened, well, tie up, or what you want to call it, with Flip. And everything just went crazy. I mean, it takes away from Silas dropping 29. It takes away from Demon Deacons and Wake Forest beating Duke Blue Devils. The only thing that people want to talk about, the crowd storming the court after a big victory. What's your opinion about that, A-Town?
I think court storming, I feel like, is always going to be an issue just because you can't control that many people with what they have.
Right.
So I guess it's got to be on the players to – it kind of sucks, but you got to be responsible for yourself, kind of. You got to be aware of the situation a little bit.
Okay. I agree with that. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think, but I think the schools have to take some type of responsibility because now it's becoming such a major problem. You had a month ago where Caitlin Clark was hurt with the same thing happening there. Last week when LSU beat Kentucky, it went crazy there, and they got fined because
you talked about that too. Yeah,
we talked about that. We just talked about that on Friday, right?
On Thursday, I think it was.
Yeah. So, their conference has a rule, so they amended their rule for that. So, they were fined $100,000, which is going back to Kentucky. When you start to pull money out, people start to figure out how. To have more security, or like Ace said, somebody to make sure that their players be responsible for your players getting over here and getting off the court. Because the second time is a $250, and then the third time is $500,000.
Yeah.
So with another person getting hurt, I think they have to pay some attention and figure out how to fix this problem because it's dangerous.
It's extremely dangerous, and it's ironic that every Big Five conference had a rule, but the ACC.
Right.
So I think we'll probably see something
we'll see something now.
But if it would have happened to, let me ask you a question. If that would have happened, and I'm not sure what happened because I somewhat disagree with the whole description of what happened. But if that would have happened to an NC State player, you think it would have been as much? If Wake Forest would have stormed the court against NC State, I guess, I don't know. I'm not sure that would happen or not. But if they would have stormed the court and when a player for NC State got hurt, you think there would have been an issue?
Not as much attention. That's why I said now it'll happen because it was Duke.
Yeah.
I do believe that.
And I have to be honest with you.
It was flipped.
But it was flipped, and Flip flipped it because this is just my opinion. I could be wrong. You can come at me. That's fine. I could be totally wrong. And I'm not even a homer. I love Carolina. You know that. But this has nothing to do with Duke Carolina. Well, I was watching it because I was at the Central basketball game. I was watching it on my phone. And when they slowed it down, I didn't hear all the talk about, Flip got hurt. He's injured. I was like, Flip trying to take that guy out. I was watching with no sound.
Yeah.
First, he launched it to him, then he stuck his leg out. So I'm thinking, I thought they was talking about him being a dirty player. I didn't know what it was about. Then why I get back and hear the narrative of it? Oh, Flip injured. Oh, this is a terrible thing. The worst thing ever.
Yeah.
I just think.
What was he still doing coming from the corner over there trying to go across?
Let me tell you something.
Because you saw all those people on the court.
I mean, we talked to him. We interviewed him.
Yes.
I mean, he's a different kind of cat. And know where we sit during the games, it's interesting, the stuff he says. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people give it right back to him. And I don't know whether or not, I don't know if that was his intention to do anything like that. But when I saw it with the sound turned down, I thought they was talking about him was like initiating the thing of being dirty or whatever. Seriously, now all of a sudden, he's a victim.
Yeah.
And I can be wrong about that.
As he should be. I mean, it shouldn't have happened that way.
They got to protect them.
They got to protect them.
They got to protect them.
But you got to get off the court. Because the fans was hyped the entire time. So you know if you lose, what they're going to do. So everybody else was gone.
He was taking his time. He was taking his time to come off the court too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta, so yes, rules have to be amended, like the SEC rule. It was revised access competition area policy is what it's called. So I think rules have to be amended, but players have to pay attention as well as their coaches and things like that.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It'd be interesting to see what happens. Something's going to happen. I don't know. I think it's not a good look if you take the energy and the experiences from the students, from the students there.
Right.
I just think it's
Right.
I don't know how you do that, but yeah.
And we were talking about that Friday because Dr. Stromer and I talked about it again, not knowing it was getting ready to happen.
What did you guys say?
But just like, what do? You can have more security, you can have this, but as an attendee, how's that really going to stop me? Because you're not affecting me. The school is paying money out.
Right.
So how's it going to stop me?
Well, I mean, but
so we're trying to figure that out. So how do you make the attendees say, I can't do this anymore?
Well, I would assume that 99% of the people that store on the floor are students.
Right.
So it is part of the school, though. It does affect them.
Right. Well, money-wise,
Yeah.
if they figure out how to make it cut from sports to the actual student.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. That's going to be really interesting. Again, unbelievable. Fans, students storming the floor. Was a good look or bad look? We're going to talk about that. But let's go to function now. We got Kendrick on the line.
No, it's interesting. Hey, this court storming thing, right?
Yeah.
We've all seen it every angle possible.
Mm-hmm.
And people said, Filipowski tried to trip him, he tried to push him, he got ran over, the staff didn't do what they should have done. All of these things remain true. The question that I have about all of this, who is most at fault? Is it the students?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you could blame Filipowski for being slow to get out the court, but maybe. I don't know.
I'm blaming him.
Okay, all right. So we see where you are.
Mm-hmm.
We see how you roll. Or is it the administration on either side?
I may be blaming, and this is a tough one. I may blame the coaches too, and I'll tell you why in a minute.
Because and we got another entry, coaches.
Yeah.
You have an entry, A-Town? Because I like Reese's entry with the coaches. I ain't go yet.
That's a good
What
question.
about you, Pam? You got an entry?
No, I think those four are good, but definitely the coaches in there. We were talking about that earlier. They have some responsibility as well to make sure that their guys are.
Don't try to
pick
pick it back off my answer.
Said that earlier
I had heard that. We've been talking about this for 3 hours. I had heard that. I'm going to try to pick it back up.
Valerie, where's Valerie?
Let me set in my heel by myself.
Where's Valerie? Because you trying to redeem yourself.
I'm not trying to redeem myself.
We talked about that earlier. That's why you standing on a different heel.
I said flip first, I said coaches.
That's your way of backing off.
So
I agree with Reese. Don't agree with me. That's your opinion.
I believe the coaches.
My vote is going to be for the administration and all. I'll tell you that in a minute. Pam, well, I'm going to go with Reese because Reese said it first. I didn't hear you say it, Pam, so I can't say you.
Because she did say it first.
That is not true. We were talking about that earlier.
What were the four choices again?
All four of them. Give them 25% each.
I forgot.
So we have the students themselves, right? We have Filipowski, right?
Administration.
We have the administration, right? And then we have the coaches. Yeah.
I'm going with Valerie.
Put it down.
I forgot what Valerie. What was Valerie?
Valerie never heard her name called us too much on the radio.
What did Valerie
We appreciate Valerie calling.
Yeah, what did she say?
I don't know.
8,000. What did she say? I'm going with her.
Valerie said don't make it about Filipowski trying to trip him or not trip him.
Right.
So yeah, I mean I get that. She says because she's worked games before. I don't know where or when, but she said she's worked games before. That you do have meetings and you know what to do.
She did.
And basically, they just, and I'll talk about it in just a second. They blew it,
Right.
and I'm gonna tell you why.
When you only got 2 or 3 security at each in the corners,
No.
you can't do that.
They
You
had
can't
way
stop
more
them.
than that. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm gonna tell you. They blew it.
Okay.
But those were the 4 choices we had. A-Town. Did you want to add one?
So administration, Flip, coaches, and Valerie.
Right.
Okay.
No, Valerie makes 5.
Oh, okay. Which one was it?
Valerie makes 5.
That's why you
The
said
students,
four.
the students,
Okay, I'm sorry.
students.
My bad.
Yeah,
I
you
forgot that.
don't want to do it. I should have known it was gonna be a problem. As soon as
Well, no. Okay, I'm gonna wait.
quick, seriously, you good?
I guess administration.
You gonna go? Okay, all right.
All right.
Talk to me about the coaches.
Hey, here's the issue. I'm bringing the coaches, but I give them a pass for one reason. But let me take you back to 2012
2012.
when Florida State was leading UNC by 33.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And-
All right. Oh
and-
boy.
And they spent it playing down in
Tallahassee.
Tallahassee.
Yep.
14.2 seconds ago.
Yep.
Leonard Hamilton came over and talked to Roy Williams and said, "Hey, this is what's going on.
That's right.
So if your team want to leave early, your team can leave early,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was that that was pre-planned.
Mm-hmm.
When you lose in the last seconds
There's
like
no
that,
planning like
Right.
it's kind of hard to do that.
Right.
Although it was inevitable that Wake Forest was going to win because at the end of the game, it was 1 point, whatever, and they was up by 4. So he still could have had that conversation.
So
But it was the last second shot. That's hard to do that. But when you got a little prep time, I think coaches can intervene at that point. That's all.
So, as an AD, and I hear how all of the coaches now want to get on this soapbox. Something's got to be done. We can't have this. Blah blah blah. Let me tell you where I would fall on this because I'm about to agree with Reese.
Mm-hmm.
I would look at those coaches, that head coach in their eye. I'll say, well, what was your plan? What was your plan? You got 9 damn assistants over here.
That's it.
You got
all
more
of them
assistants than you got players.
with their eyeballs.
What were you doing? You know what I mean? I mean, what were you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Did you make an attempt to make sure that our guys get off the court?
Right.
What did you do? See what I'm saying? So I get it. Everybody's upset. There's blame to go around. But guess what? You have the largest responsibility, fiduciary duty, to ensure the safety of these players that are under your care while you're out here on the road. So yeah, it's a mess. It's a messed up situation.
Mm-hmm.
But you telling me that all of these assistants that you have,
Right.
you got a trainers, you got this, man, you got to literally they travel with more people than players.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now,
Yeah, I agree.
come on. So what are you doing about this? Secondarily, but my main blame goes to, and I was told I shouldn't do it, but I can't resist. The staff. You have a meeting before. I really find it hard to believe that in the meeting they told you that end of game procedure was for you to stand in the tunnel
Right.
and come out after they stormed the court? Was that what that's what they who ran that meeting? Who ran that meeting?
That's
Who-
exactly
Who
what.
was in that meeting? How is that the process? Because some people say, "Oh, the security didn't security." I said, "No. When you have 22 security people in orange jackets standing
Right.
in the tunnel, that's not a failure on an individual. That's a failure of the process.
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen?" So I don't know. Not sure how it happens. But if you have that many kids lined up on the baseline, because we've been in so many games. How many times have they been pushing us back with even holding the rope
Yeah.
before the game ends, and they
Right.
line the edges of the
that's
court?
true.
Right.
Even that camera, they had the security guard just come down. They bend down by
That's
the
right.
tables.
Yep.
With like a minute to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's not new.
Yeah, it's not.
Right.
So Pam, why did you think the coaches should do it?
Yeah,
And not
yeah,
what we
yeah,
said.
yeah. What's your perspective? This is what I want to
The
hear.
thing that I said earlier was just it's so many of them. Same thing, eyeballs on the players
Okay.
and protecting them. I mean, it's a whole bunch of them sitting there, and they did move when they finally saw Flip. Then everybody comes running. Then,
That's not-
but I just think
Help them up off the
the
ground is
hype
not a
of
process.
the game,
No. Wait till they fall down. If you hurt, pick him up. No,
the fans didn't wait until that last 2 seconds to go crazy. They had been going crazy the whole time, so you had to know. And so you're like, okay, somebody's got to worry about the players. It was just too many of them. watching. They should be watching the players and getting them off.
It just felt like such a failure on so many levels. Like even the Caitlin Clark situation. You have all these people storming the court, right? People running around, which, by the way, I just started to notice people literally run full speed as fast as they can through a crowd of people. Is that even smart?
Right.